Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about dynamic analysis of Slater-Crank mechanism. So this is first part of the first unit, right? In dynamics, you will be studying about motion of mechanism, and also you consider the force causing the motion also. But in case of kinematics, we will not consider the force causing the motion. But here we consider the force causing the motion also, right? So in this topic we are going to discuss about dynamic analysis of Slater-Crank mechanism. Slater-Crank mechanism is a known mechanism to everyone. So it is used in IC engine, right, to convert the reciprocatory motion of the piston into the rotary motion of the crank. For that, a Slater-Crank mechanism is used. Now we are going to discuss about how force can be forces are acting at different parts of the mechanism. That's what we are going to discuss in this mechanism. Actually, in case of IC engines, pressure is developed in the engine because of the combustion of the petrol or diesel. A high pressure is developed, so that high pressure will be acting on the piston. So due to that, a force is developed. If you multiply force into area, stress into area, pressure into area, you will get force. The force will be acting in the piston. So that will be again, it will be acting on the connecting rod and the crank. So finally a torque is produced. So that will rotate the crank that is connected with the axle and move the vehicle. So here in the engine we get reciprocatory motion that is converted into rotary motion. That is force is converted into torque and the vehicle is moving. So now our objective is to find different forces acting on different parts of the mechanism, right? To analyze this, if it is a static body, only force can be taken. Since it is subject to acceleration, it is in motion, we have to consider the inertia forces, acceleration, all those things you got to consider. If you want to calculate the inertia force, we need acceleration. If you want to calculate acceleration, we need to calculate the velocity. If you know the displacement, then only you can find the velocity. So displacement, velocity, acceleration, all are related to inertia force. So first let us calculate how to calculate velocity and acceleration. Then we will discuss about the inertia force. Then we will discuss about the different forces are acting in the Slater-Crank mechanism. So before that, we see what is inertia force and inertia torque. So how to calculate the inertia force? M into A, mass into acceleration, is the inertia force. Similarly, inertia couple is I into alpha. When it is subjected to rotary motion, then the couple is I into alpha. And now, if you have a static body, and if you want to write an equilibrium equation, then the right equilibrium equation is net force is equal to 0, net torque is equal to 0. That is the equilibrium equation. But in case of body in motion, in case of dynamics, you have to write, you can also write equilibrium equation. In that equilibrium equation, not net force alone plus inertia force. Net force acting on the body plus inertia force together will be in equilibrium. Similarly, net torque plus inertia torque. So here, this is the inertia force, Fi. Ci is the inertia torque. So two equations you got, right? One is force equation, another one is torque equation. If it is body is in static position, then net force is equal to 0 and net torque is equal to 0. If the body is in motion, if it is in acceleration, then the equation is net force plus inertia force is equal to 0, net torque plus inertia couple is equal to 0. So this is known as D'Alembert's principle. This is known as D'Alembert's principle. Based on the D'Alembert's principle only, in case of dynamics, we are going to do the force analysis. It states that the inertia force and couples and the external forces and torque on the on the body together give static equilibrium. Statical equilibrium, that will give the equilibrium. That's what D'Alembert's principle. Not only force, and addition to that inertia force. Not only torque, inertia, and addition to that inertia, torque, all together in equilibrium. That's what D'Alembert's principle says. So now, this is the Slater crank mechanism. Slater crank mechanism. Slater means piston, right? The initially the piston position is this. This is a position of the piston, right? Say when the crank is at horizontal position. So this is crank. This is crank. This is connecting rod. This is piston. It is at some position. It is at a rotation of theta. For a rotation of theta of crank, this is a position of the slide crank mechanism. Here the piston will be reciprocating. It will be reciprocating, and the crank will be rotating. Crank will be rotating. So at the initial position, when theta is equal to 0, when theta is equal to 0, the crank will be horizontal, right? The crank will be here. The C point, the point C will be here, right? C will be here, and the P will be at P dash. It will be at P dash. It will be at P dash. The C will be at C. So at this position, theta is equal to 0, phi is equal to 0. Phi is equal to 0, and theta is also is equal to 0. What is phi? The inclination of the connecting rod. Inclination of the connecting rod from the horizontal. Similarly, what is theta? Inclination of the crank with the horizontal. That is theta. If you want to derive a relation between theta and phi, you can derive. So how to derive? So here this is connecting rod. The length is equal to L. Length is taken as L. Crank. The radius is equal to R. Radius is equal to R. Now the distance CQ. The distance CQ can be written in two ways. The distance CQ can be written in two ways. If you take the triangle OCQ, if you take the triangle OCQ, then the distance CQ can be written as R into sine theta. R into sine theta, right? The distance CQ is, this is R, this is theta. Then if you want to find the distance CQ, you can write R into sine theta. Similarly, CQ can be written in another way. Now you take the triangle P, Q and C. PQC, this triangle. In this triangle also you can find the distance CQ. How to find the distance CQ? L into sine phi. L into sine phi. Right? Using this, if you want to find the value of phi in terms of theta, you can find. You can find. So from here, what is sine theta? Sine phi is equal to L by R. R by L. R by L into sine theta. If you want to replace phi, you can replace with theta. It is possible. It is possible. Now, our objective is to calculate the acceleration. Acceleration of what? Here different parts are there. The piston is subjected to acceleration. The connecting rod is subjected to acceleration. But it is assumed that crank is rotating at uniform speed. Crank is rotating at uniform speed. So the piston will be subjected to displacement. The piston will be subjected to velocity. And piston will be subjected to acceleration. If you take the connecting rod, what is connecting rod? PC. Connecting rod is PC. Since it is subjected to oscillation or rotation, so this will have angular displacement, angular velocity, and angular acceleration, right? So as far as connecting rod is concerned, what is the angular displacement? That is phi. That is phi. What is angular velocity? That is omega. That is omega. What is angular acceleration? That is alpha. Even that crank also will be subjected to all those things, alpha and omega. But if you take crank, we take alpha and omega. If you take connecting rod, we take this is PC. This is PC. What is PC? Connecting rod. Connecting rod is PC. Omega PC and alpha PC. As far as crank is concerned, you straight away you take alpha and omega. If you find the velocity of velocity displacement of piston, you can take another x and velocity is v, acceleration is a. You can take xp, vp, ap. Also you can take, no problem, because here we can straight away we can take, because the reason is here only one sliding part. Connecting rod is a oscillating part. Crank is a rotating part. So these two will have circular motion, but this will have only linear motion. So we are taking x vp. So but here we are taking omega pc, alpha pc. That is means connecting rod, right? So now my objective, I am interested in to calculate displacement of the piston, velocity of the piston, acceleration of the piston. Similarly, angular velocity of the connecting rod, angular acceleration of the connecting rod. These are the thing I need to calculate. So if you want to calculate acceleration, because we are interested in acceleration, because in the equilibrium equation, dynamic equilibrium equation, we need to include the inertia force. We need to include inertia force. Inertia force is mass into acceleration. So acceleration, if you want to calculate acceleration, you need to calculate displacement velocity, then only you can calculate the acceleration. So now, initially the piston is at this position. At this position. Now it is displaced to this position. So when it is displaced to this position, that is x, displacement is x. What will be the value of theta? For a rotation of theta, displacement is x. Now I want to calculate x in terms of theta. How to calculate? The x value is equal to the value of x is equal to, we can write, this is O, this is O, O P dash, O P dash minus OP, that is equal to x, right? O P dash minus OP, that is equal to x. What is OP dash? What is OP dash when theta is equal to 0? When theta is equal to 0, P will come to P dash. That means, what is O? Then you can write O dash P dash can be written as O C and C P. We can write. What is OC? OC is equal to R. And what is C dash P dash? That is equal to L. That is equal to L. Because when theta is equal to 0, the O P dash is equal to L plus R. L plus R. So then O P dash equal to L plus R. Right? Now what is OP? OP also can be divided into two. One is OQ. Another distance is QP. QP. What is OQ? If you take the triangle OCQ, what is OQ? OQ is equal to R cos theta. R cos theta plus QP. What is QP? QP is equal to L cos phi. L cos phi. Okay. So now we find the value of x. We found the value of x. But it is in theta, it is in phi. So this must be replaced with theta. How? Already we have a relation between the phi and theta. If you substitute this one here, if you substitute this here, with this one here, you can replace phi with theta. Phi with theta. You substitute this and manipulate. Finally, you will get x is equal to R into 1 minus cos theta plus sin square theta divided by 2n. So this is a value of x. This is a value of x. So this is a way how to calculate the value of x. So how to find the velocity? dx by dt is equal to velocity. Is equal to what velocity? Velocity of the piston. Velocity of the piston. This is displacement of the piston. This is velocity of the piston. So to find the velocity of the piston, you have to differentiate once. You will get omega r sine theta plus sine 2 theta by 2n. This will be the equation for velocity. You differentiate once again. Differentiate once again. That is d square x by dt square or dv by dx. dv by dx is equal to acceleration. What will be the equation for acceleration? That is omega square r cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. So this will be the equation. So now we have the equation for displacement. We have the displacement for we have the equation for velocity of the piston and acceleration of the piston. This is displacement of the piston. Similarly, you can calculate angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod. Angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod. Angular omega pc. Omega pc is the angular velocity of the connecting rod. This can be calculated using the equation omega. This is omega into cos theta divided by n. Similarly, angular acceleration of the connecting rod. This is equal to omega square sine theta by n. So this is the equation. So now we have four equations. One is angular velocity of the connecting rod. Then another one is angular acceleration of the connecting rod. Here this omega is angular velocity of the crank. This omega also angular velocity of the crank, right? This is displacement of the piston. This is velocity of the piston. This is acceleration of the piston. Already all those things you must have discussed in velocity polygon method. Velocity polygon method. So where you discussed velocity polygon method, because for every mechanism you cannot derive equation like this. There are number of mechanisms you have discussed in kinematics, velocity and acceleration. So for each mechanism, we deriving the equation like this is very tedious. So we used a simplified method, that is polygon method. But in this dynamics, we are going to discuss only Slater-Gang mechanism. So for this mechanism, the different equation for velocity, acceleration, everything we have discussed. Now we are going to, so these are all the derivations already we have discussed. These are all the derivation for displacement, velocity, acceleration, angular velocity, angular acceleration, all derivations, right? Now we are going to solve one problem, a simple problem. In a Slater-Gang mechanism, the length of the crank and connecting rod are 150 mm and 600 mm respectively. The crank position is 600 degree from the inner dead center. The crank shaft speed is 450 rpm clockwise. Using analytical method, determine velocity and acceleration of the slider and angular velocity, angular acceleration of the connecting rod. So this is a given problem for you. Already we have discussed everything. The derivation already we have discussed. So in this problem, here in a Slater-Gang mechanism, the length of the crank. Length of the crank means what is length of the crank? That is R. That is R. Length of the crank R is equal to 150 millimeter. 150 millimeter. Then length of the connecting rod. Length of the connecting rod. What is this? Length of the connecting rod is L. That is L. Length of the connecting rod is 600 millimeter. 600 millimeter. The crank position is 60 degree from the inner dead center. So that is theta. That is theta. What is the value of theta? Theta is equal to 60 degree. 60 degree. The crankshaft speed is 450 rpm clockwise. It is rotating in clockwise direction at 450 rpm. So the n is equal to 450 rpm. Now, what is the first step? We need to calculate uh, velocity. What is the equation for velocity? Velocity is equal to omega r into sine theta plus sine 2 theta by 2n. This is the equation. Similarly, what is the equation for acceleration? Acceleration is equal to omega squared r. Omega squared r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. This will be the equation. So here what are all the unknown values? Omega. What is omega? Omega is equal to angular velocity of the crank. Angular velocity of the crank. How to calculate angular velocity of the crank? Omega is equal to we know the speed. So 2 pi n by 60. 2 pi n by 60 will give the omega. Right? Then r. What is r? Already it is available. It is available. Then what do you want? Theta is already given. Theta is given. What is n? N is equal to L by R. L by R. That is equal to n. That is equal to 600 divided by 150. That is equal to 4. N is equal to 4. By substituting all the values, you can find the value of velocity. Similarly, acceleration. Acceleration also omega is known, r is known, theta is known, n is known. So here, what is the value of omega? 2 by n by 60. The value of omega is 47.13. 47.13. So omega is equal to 47.13. Now you substitute in this equation. Substitute in this equation. What is the value of omega? 47.13 into r. So here you have to see the unit also. You have to see the unit also. Omega will be radian per second. Radian per second. The distance is given in millimeter. If you substitute in millimeter, what you will get? Millimeter per second. You will get millimeter per second. If you want in meter per second, you have to substitute this one in meter. So if you convert 150 into meter, what will be the value? 0.15. Then sine, how much the angle? 60 degree. Sine 60 plus sine 60 into 2 divided by 2 into n. N is equal to 4. You will get the value of velocity of the piston. Similarly, to find the acceleration of the piston, omega square. So 47.13 the whole square multiplied by r. R is substituted in meter. Otherwise, if you substitute in meter, you will get meter per second square. Meter per second square. 0.15. Within bracket cos theta. Cos 60 plus cos 60 into 2. That is 120. Divided by n. N is equal to 4. You will get the value of acceleration. What will be the unit? Meter per second square. Here what will be the unit? Meter per second. Meter per second. Then you have to find angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod. Angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod. So what is the equation for angular acceleration and angular velocity of the connecting rod? Alpha and omega. So omega is equal to omega PC. This is connecting rod. That is equal to omega cos theta by n, that is a omega PC. Alpha PC is equal to, that is angular velocity of the connecting rod, is equal to omega into sin theta by n, omega square into sin theta by n. You substitute here. What is omega? 47.13 multiplied by cos 60 by 4. This will give the angular velocity of the connecting rod. Similarly, angular acceleration of the connecting rod, that is 47.13 the whole square divided by 4 into sin 60. This will give the angular acceleration. Now we can see the results. Right? See, velocity of the slider, that is 6.9 meter per second. 6.9 meter per second. This is omega, this is r, this is theta, this is 2 theta, 2 into 4. It will give 6.9 meter per second. Similarly, acceleration of the slider, omega square, 47.13 the whole square, r is equal to 0.15, theta is equal to 60. It gives 124.94 meter per second square. Now, angular velocity of the connecting rod, omega cos theta by n, 47.13 cos 60 by 4. This is 5.19 radian per second. Now, angular acceleration of the connecting rod, omega square, 47.13 the whole square into sin 60 divided by 4. This is 481 radian per second square. So this is a way you have to calculate velocity and acceleration of the piston, angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod. So why we are calculating all those things? Because this will be useful to find the inertia force. If you know the inertia force, then only you can do the dynamic analysis. So now we are going to discuss what are all the various forces are acting in the connecting rod. What are all the various forces are acting in the connecting rod? Force analysis. Now see here, this is a cylindrical mechanism. See, you can see the piston. You can see the piston. This is a piston. This is a connecting rod. This is a crank. As I told earlier, so cylinder is like this. This is a cylinder. This is a piston. So here we have the connecting rod. So here the combustion takes place. Assume that here pressure is P1. The cross section area of the piston is A1. Here the pressure is P2. And here what will be the cross section area? Cross section area will be the right side piston area minus the connecting rod area. Assume that the connecting rod cross section area is small a1. So already we know the piston area is a1. This is both side a1. Now what will be the gas force acting here? Gas force acting from this side. Assume that here we have assumed gas pressure is P1. This time here it is P2. Then the gas force, that is FL. We can take it as FL. The force due to gas FL is equal to P1 A1 minus P2 within bracket A1 minus small a1. What is capital A1? Capital A1 is a cross section area of the piston. See, in the right side, cross section area of the piston is A1, and we have a connecting rod. That area must be detected. So that's what right side A1 minus A1, capital A1 minus small a1. Left side only a1. Here there is no connecting rod. Left side pressure is P1, right side pressure is P2. This is a net force due to the gas, right? So when the force is acting here, there will be opposite force. There will be an opposite force. Assume that this is a piston. This is a piston. Here F1 is acting. FL is acting. That is gas force. When the body is accelerating, you might have studied. When the body is accelerating, inertia force will be acting opposite. If the body is decelerating, the inertia force will be acting along the direction. This is Fi, inertia force. Fi. When the body is accelerating, inertia force will be the body is moving in this direction. Piston is moving in this direction. The crank is rotating in this direction. When the crank is rotating in this direction, piston will be moving towards right. So the gas force is acting along towards right. The body is accelerating. When it is accelerating, inertia force will be acting opposite to that. But if it is decelerating, it will be acting along the direction. Right? 1. Sometimes the body is moving, there will be friction. Frictional force also will be acting. In this case, you can write the net force acting on the piston. The net force acting on the piston, Fp is equal to the net force acting on the piston, Fp is equal to gas force plus or minus inertia force minus friction force. Friction force will be always opposite, so minus. But inertia force may be plus or minus. If it is accelerating, you have to take minus. If it is decelerating, you have to take plus. And FL. How to calculate FL? You know, this is a equation to calculate the FL. Right? So now the net force acting on the piston towards right is Fp. Fp is the force acting in the piston. Net force. FL is a gas force. If Fi is the inertia force, Fr is the friction force. You can take FF. Friction force, opposite direction. So the net force is Fp. Fe is acting in this direction. Okay. So now, how to calculate Fi? Fi is equal to, how to calculate Fi? Fi is equal to inertia force. How to calculate inertia force? Mass into acceleration. Mass of what? We are calculating inertia force of the piston. So mass of the piston, we call it as a reciprocating force. So Mr and acceleration of the piston. Mr is the reciprocating part of the part. Here, what is the reciprocating part? Reciprocating part is piston. So mass of the piston and acceleration of the piston. Mass of the piston, that is taken as Mr. What is the acceleration of the piston? Already we have discussed the equation for acceleration of the piston. What is the acceleration of the piston? It is equal to omega square r cos theta plus cos 2 theta divided by n. So this is what? Acceleration of the piston. This is mass of the piston. So this will give inertia force. Right? Here automatically the sign will come. By substituting the value of theta, automatically sign will come. Minus or plus. Automatically will come. You can directly substitute. Acceleration or deceleration, everything it will come. No problem. Right? So now we calculated the value of Fp. This force will be transmitted to the crank. So that will be acting along the connecting rod. That is Fq. The Fb is acting along this connecting rod. That will be Fq. That is force acting on the connecting rod. Then that will be acting here the crank also it will be acting. So that is resolved into two components. That is resolved into two components. One is because of FB there is a force on FQ. Similarly, there will be a force perpendicular to the vertical direction also there will be a force, that is Fn. This will be acting on the cylinder. On the force act, this is known as FQ Fn. This is a normal force acting on the cylinder. What is FQ? The force acting on the connecting rod. Then that will create a force on the crank also. One is along the crank, another one is perpendicular to the crank. The force acting perpendicular to the crank is creating the torque. Creating the torque. This is taken as Ft, the force acting tangentially. This is taken as Fb. This is called as bearing force. So the force acting axially will create a force in the support. So here, how the crank is supported? Using bearing. So the force Fb will be acting on the bearing. So that is what it is called, bearing thrust. That's what it is called, bearing thrust. What is Ft? Ft is a tangential force that is acting perpendicular to the crank. That will create the torque. How to calculate the torque? Torque is equal to Ft into radius of the crank. So that will give the torque. So now we want to calculate the forces and torque acting in the connecting rod. First you have to find the value of Fp. After calculating the value of, you have to calculate the value of Fn. Fn is the normal force acting on the cylinder. What is Fq? Fq is a force acting on the connecting rod. What is Ft? Ft is a force acting tangential to the crank. So Ft into radius is the torque, and Fb, that is force acting radially to the crank, and the Fb is known as, that Fb will be acting here. So that force is supported by bearing. So the Fb is called as bearing thrust. So now we are going to calculate one by one. Now we are going to calculate one by one. So now you take this diagram. Take this diagram. You know how to calculate Fb. Fb value, you know how to calculate. Fb is equal to gas force minus plus or minus inertia force, plus or minus inertia force minus frictional force. You will get the value of Fb. How to calculate inertia force? You know. How to calculate Fl? You know. Already we have discussed. Now the Fq you have to calculate. Fq is acting along this direction, in the direction of the crank. Fn is acting normal. So it is formed into a triangle. It formed into a triangle. Now Fb is acting horizontal. Fb is acting horizontal. Fn is acting vertical. Fq is acting along this direction. We know the value of Fb. Fb is known already. So we can calculate the value of Fq. We can calculate the value of Fq. So what is Fq? Again trigonometry. Again trigonometry. Fq is equal to Fp divided by cos phi. Divided by cos phi. That is Fq. Right? How to calculate Fn? What is Fq? The force acting on the connecting rod. Another name also there. That is the Gudgeon pin. You know what is Gudgeon pin? Gudgeon pin. Here actually the connecting rod has two ends. One is connected with the crank. So the crank and connecting rod are connected with one pin. That is known as crank pin. It is here. And another pin which connects the piston and connecting rod. That is known as Gudgeon pin. So what is, suppose if you are asked to calculate the force acting on the Gudgeon pin, that will be equal to Fb. The Fb is equal to Gudgeon pin force, right? What is Fq? Fq is equal to force acting on the connecting rod. And what is Fn? Fn is equal to force acting normal to the cylinder. How to calculate Fn? Fn is equal to Fp into tan phi. Now we have to calculate the value of Ft. So how to calculate the value of ft? So now I am going to form a triangle. I am going to form a triangle. You know this value is theta. This value is theta. This value is phi. Now I am drawing a line parallel to this. Along the line, I am drawing a line like this. I am drawing a line like this. So what will be the this angle? The total angle is 180 degree. This angle is 180 degree. So what will be this angle? This will be, this is theta, this is phi. So this is a triangle. This is a triangle. So this value will be 180 minus theta plus phi, right? Then what will be this angle? What will be this angle? This angle will be theta plus phi. Theta plus phi. If this is theta plus phi, what will be this angle? This angle will be, because this is 90 degree. This is 90 degree because this is perpendicular to this. So total angle is 90. So this angle will be how much? This is 90 minus theta plus phi. 90 minus theta plus phi. Right. So now we know the value of fq, you know. Fq is acting along this direction. This is a direction of fq. If you know fq, how to calculate this value? ft. ft is equal to fq into cos. This means cos 90 minus theta plus phi. 90 minus theta plus phi, right? So what is fq? Fq is equal to fp divided by cos phi, right? What is cos 90 minus theta plus phi? That is equal to sin theta plus phi. Theta plus phi. So this is the value of ft. Similarly, if you want to find the value of fb, that is, this is acting along this direction, the same fb is here, same direction. fb can be calculated. That is equal to fq into this one. This means sin 90 minus theta plus phi. Sin 90. What is sin 90 minus theta plus phi? That is cos theta plus phi. So fq into cos theta plus phi. This can be written as fp divided by cos phi. Cos phi into cos theta plus phi. So this is a equation. And if you want to find the torque, what is torque? Torque is equal to ft into r. So ft into, already we know the value of ft. Ft we know. What is this? This is ft. Ft is equal to fp into cos phi into sin theta plus phi into r. So we know the value of how to calculate fq, fp, fq, fn, ft, fp, and torque. So how to calculate all this, you know. So from this, if you reduce this equation, you will get another equation. If you manipulate this, you will get a equation fp into r within bracket sin theta plus sin 2 theta by 2n. This is the equation, right? The phi is replaced with theta. Phi is replaced with theta. Otherwise, you can use the same equation, no problem. So these are all the equations we have for the force analysis of Slater-Crank mechanism. Slater-Crank mechanism, right? So if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Just I will wait. If you have questions, you can ask me now.
No, sir. There will be only problems regarding this, right?
Yes. To my next class, we will be discussing problems.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.